Alright, what's up my brothers? So this controversy has blown, it has gone nuclear. ENDYMIONtv is getting cancelled, and gaming devs, they are big mad right now. They're saying that your expectations is way too high and the price is way too low. Bruh. We're gonna get right into the story. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're brand new, and check this out, man.
And I've decided to give the BG3 controversy some time to simmer, but I think it's time to address some interesting revelations that have come to light. So in this video, I'll be covering all the new—
Shout out to IGN for actually having the balls to talk about it, but apparently I'm hearing that they canceled ENDYMION. So there's a plot twist.
Information surrounding this discussion, but first I want to start by talking about, well, actually myself, which is kind of weird. My first Baldur's Gate 3 video has gone viral, I guess you could say, and it ended up—
Yo, big congrats, bro. Big congrats. Boys, can a brother get like 2 likes here?
Driving a ton of discussion surrounding the controversy. And eventually, the video got referenced by IGN in their video that covers the same topic. Destin, who works at IGN, even shouted me out in the description.
They also had YongYea, LegacyKillaHD. YongYea,
oh my god! Oh.
They had YongYea and they had ENDYMIONtv, but I'm hearing they removed him.
Description section, but I was quickly removed after people noticed my name. I would assume this was done because my channel and my way of thinking isn't exactly welcomed in the various echo chambers within the games industry. I don't find—
Because you're always manipulating. You're saying that men are right because men are never right. Men are wrong. But you are always manipulating.
I find it insulting that I was removed either, since unfortunately when it comes to channels like my own, saying the quiet part out loud constantly tends to piss off the people who don't want those opinions vocalized. So I was likely discredited because I am what the gaming industry hates, basically. This won't dissuade me or change how I do things, but it does mean I'll likely never get an invitation to the Game Awards either, which is totally fine by me.
Who cares about that, bro? Who cares about that? We're gonna have that Rabbi Bill Clinton kid. We're gonna have— I mean, listen, that Bill Clinton kid definitely hyped up the Game Awards way more. I really hope he comes back. We need to see him return. Part 2 when? Part 2 where? When? Where's that Bill Clinton kid? We need that Bill Clinton kid back.
After all, someone needs to keep that industry accountable for how predatory and broken it is. So if it has to be anyone, it might as well be me, is what I'm saying. But it's pretty cool knowing—
Okay, what game is this one, guys? I know some of you will be like, bruh, how do you not know? I most of the time I only play story games and FPS games, guys. I'm trying to learn and grow. Learning and growing.
That my voice, whether people like it or not, is reaching the upper echelons of gaming media, so thank you. Alright, now let's get on to the news, and I want to use this chance to extend a helping hand. So hopefully people who hate me actually watch long enough to see that I'm actually trying to help. Obviously, this entire controversy has stirred the gaming industry into a frenzy, with devs saying fans are wrong for wanting more and fans becoming more frustrated.
Dude, that is absolutely the insane. That's the wildest part ever. We gotta have an emergency meeting. The crazy thing here is that fans are literally saying we want games to work and be fun at launch because we are paying you suckers out here, right? And the devs turn around, they're saying that, bro, your expectations are way too high and the price is not that high. The price needs to be high, expectations needs to be low. What? Are you guys out of your goddamn mind? They're saying the price is not too high. At this point, the price would never be high. Dog, like that's insane. They literally— okay, I'm exaggerating with the price not too high, but I'm not exaggerating. They literally said, no jokes, no memes. No memes, okay? They literally said that people expectations are way too high. That is an insane statement, bro.
That the industry that they love refuses to meet their demands. So let's start with this article from Rock Paper Shotgun titled, Baldur's Gate 3 is Metacritic's highest rated PC game ever, but devs are rejecting cheap comparisons. RPS summarizes the events that led to this moment and how the disparity between consumers and developers are growing with every new release. They then cite one developer named Gary J. King, who I actually think brings up some good points. He started by saying, and I quote, "None of these developers are defending the status quo of AAA here. They're contextualizing the status quo, explaining how things came to be this way and why Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly in the space. They're saying that if we want more BG3s, something needs to change. This idea of lowering our expectations is key to this. The AAA industry is increasingly moving towards greater scopes and bigger budgets.
We need to higher our expectations, dog. I guess enough is enough. Like, if you really think about this, right, stud muffins, like emergency meeting, okay? If you really think about it, you tried lowering your expectations down. What did you get? What did you gain? Nothing. The games are still coming out incomplete. $70, overpriced garbage, incomplete, messy at launch, buggy at launch, filled with microtransactions, battle passes, bundles, $20 bundles. Call of Duty is upping even the battle passes prices to now $30, which is just absolutely insane. When does it end? And apparently somebody did the maths, right? Because most of the time I play Call of Duty. I haven't played in months, but that's basically what I'm trying to say here is that if you want to compare any game with Call of Duty, it can work. Call of Duty is the prime example of what not to do in gaming, right? Call of Duty, somebody did the maths with Call of Duty that if you wanna play the entirety of Call of Duty and you want to have entire content, you need to pay $250. Oh shit! And even then, you're not gonna be able to get like the extra bundles, this BBC that's excluded. So skins, microtransactions of that, likes, and the bundles, they are excluded, not included, and it's still gonna be $250. Here's how: the game is $70, okay, not counting the taxes. $70, and then there is like $180 of DLCs, the black cells, the battle passes. Each of them is $30, and Call of Duty gets on average 6 seasons. 30 times 6 becomes 180. So 180 plus $70, that is $250 plus taxes. Obviously, I don't think they charge taxes on black cell though, but you know, $70 price tag, that it's gonna be taxes. And obviously if you're in Canada, it's over, because I'm in Canada. The games literally cost 100 and I believe 104, but it's above $100. So gaming back in my days, you can literally pay $60 plus taxes, so $70, 75, and you would have the entirety of the game, Call of Duty, entire Call of Duty. Maybe you want to go ahead and buy season pass for $50, that's up to you. And with that, you would have to pay like 120, 130. They have double the prices, and the content is not the same when you think about it.
Budgets ballooning dev times. A single failure can sink a studio, years of people's lives and millions of dollars burned away. More risk equals less risk taking. The industry conditions that birthed Larian and let them hone their craft over several games before they made Baldur's Gate 3 no longer exist. That's why it's unreasonable to expect this to become the new standard. We literally want the same thing as you. If IGN had read the discussion being had in good faith, they'd have known all of this. Instead, they put their stock in some shittier gaming YouTubers that thrive on anything that stokes discontent towards developers. They even credit these guys in the video description, end quote. By the way, when he said shittier gaming YouTubers, he means people like me. It's nice to see what these devs really do think when people actually
you're toxic, you're always just manipulating,
push back, so thank you for that. Anyway, Gary starts off, I think, saying the right thing, which is that the way in which Baldur's Gate came to be is an anomaly, and that if people want more games like it, the industry does need to change. He's right that the AAA industry is definitely moving towards larger budgets and ballooning dev time. And it's true that the risk that is big budget games is so great that it's also the reason why the AAA industry can't take as many risks. This is why most AAA games are either a first-person shooter, an open-world game, or both pretty much. They have to stick to what...
that's basically the mainstream, right? Like the FPS games like Call of Duty mainstream, Battlefield mainstream, even though Battlefield is, they definitely killed their franchise, but right now they're trying to make a comeback, and people that are left that are playing the game, they're actually happy. Like, I hear good things from the Battlefield community right now, so that's definitely good to see, but... it's no lies, right? GTA 6 is gonna be an open world game, and it's gonna be the biggest game. And keep in mind, GTA 5 did had the FPS mode. There's a reason why they had, even though GTA does not need a first person mode, and it's not that popular. Not many people go in first person mode because when you hold the gun and when you aim down sight, it's clunky. I really hope they improve on that. But the point here is that he actually brought this in, and it's quite true though. Most of the people, or the masses, the casual gamers, they just care about FPS and open world games, story games, FPS games. That's pretty much what it is. Now, I'm not saying that people don't play other games. I'm not saying that. Obviously, a lot of people do. People love niche games, but the masses just care about FPS and story open world games.
What works and what they believe will ensure enough people will want to buy the product. It's also why you'll likely never see a visual novel game with the budget of, say, God of War, for obvious reasons. But the part I have a problem with is where Gary says the key is to lower expectations and the variables that lead to a studio like Larian no longer exist. I think the meteoric response to Larian and BG3 is because, largely speaking, the AAA games industry has been nothing but the lowering of expectations for years now. It's gotten so bad that it's universally expected for full-price games at launch to not work properly, or oftentimes not even be in a...
They even have apologies ready day one. Games don't even work day one, and you at this point you kind of expect it. At this point it's a meme, like, do not expect the games to work. Wait for the reviews, and you wait for the reviews, you watch the reviews, you get hyped up, and you play the game, and the game are still broken. And nobody will talk about it in the reviews that the game was broken. Maybe they just did not know, maybe they did not experience, or maybe they were given those versions, like the PC version, that was not broken. Maybe they were just given that version that was not broken on either PS5 or Xbox.
A playable state. Too many games, especially in the AAA space, are storefronts first and video games second. With
the stores always work.
Diablo and Destiny being prime examples of everything that's wrong with the modern gaming industry right now. I don't think lowering fans' expectations would fix anything, since to be real with you, our expectations honestly can't get any lower than they are right now.
Bro, absolutely 110%. That's what I'm trying to say here, is that, guys, like, the expectations are already low. They are down on the ground right now, bro. There's no way for these expectations to go any lower. I cannot get any lower than I already am right now. Dog, like, the fact that devs are saying lower your expectations. I fully expect the newly announced Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 to be an absolute hellscape of microtransaction nonsense. That'll be... We literally had a video on that. We literally, if you guys have missed that video, definitely check it out. And apparently we are hearing, and he might have not heard by the time he made this video, but we are getting remaster maps, and there's not even a single new map that's coming to this game. That's a rumor, admittedly, might not be true, but we have heard these rumors for a long time now. The rumor is most likely true in terms of, hey, we're gonna have remaster maps from the old Modern Warfare 2 2009, which was a really good game, let's be real, but they're putting this in a new game, charging $70 and calling it a brand new game when it's a DLC, when it's a remaster game. They can just call it remaster and charge people $40, but they don't want to do it. They want to charge $70 and it's a remaster game. But the new rumor is saying that we are not even gonna get a single new map. It's just a remaster game, but they're titling it Modern Warfare 3 instead of titling it Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
Full of bundles worth hundreds of dollars from the get-go. And at the same time, I also fully expect the game to run like ass, have glitches, and miss key features that previous games...
The store will still work, and part of me feels like that he just made me think of this as well. I do believe the reason they probably did not want it, actual Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, is probably because of microtransactions. Because if they call it Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, and if they give people a Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, just think about it, right? They're not gonna... They certainly can, but if they try to make Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, call it that, and have a full-on and full-blown Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, they cannot go and create a new like bundle and microtransaction store. They can, surely can, but if they do, the backlash would be very bad. So how they are going to be able to get away is by having those remaster maps, but calling it a new game and having microtransactions. Simple as that. Simple as that.
Games already had. But don't worry, just ignore those and buy that $15 anime girl bundle, consumer, since that's the real reason that game exists anyway. It's also insane that players need to demand even basic features in games as well. Like most recent Battlefield games just launch without a scoreboard. Damn. Or Diablo fans needing to make new characters just to use them as mules to put all their items into because the devs refuse to increase item capacity. It just...
Endymion knows. He has the knowledge. He has that knowledge. My guy knows about Battlefield. I don't know about any other games that much. I'm familiar, most of the time familiar with the FPS games, right? So I'm gaining knowledge, and it's good to know that he has the knowledge too.
Proves that the easiest and most welcome of fixes are never prioritized. And the things that make money, like cross-media bundles, are always prioritized instead. It's very telling is what I'm saying. And as of the making of this video, the Destiny Final Shape Showcase hasn't happened yet. But if I had to guess, all the coolest sets of armor will also be behind paywalls as well. Everything players actually want will only become available to them if they kneel and accept the nickel and diming that is the modern gaming industry.
Yeah.
So when you're only...
We gotta have an emergency meeting, right? Because I do feel like that not many people are talking about it. And when I say not many people are talking about it, I'm having that hesitation. You probably felt that the way I just said that sentence here. The reason I'm having hesitation is that I'm seeing like a lot of people say and complain about it for sure, but people still buy, right? So I'm like left thinking, maybe everybody's rich, maybe I'm just poor, maybe I'm a brokey, maybe I need to get my bread up. Maybe I'm just a brokey and complaining about it, or maybe everybody's rich and it's normalized to the point where people don't even care. You see microtransactions, you're thinking that's normal, just gotta buy it. I feel like that the problem is basically like the boomers, the gamer boomers, right? I'm not saying like boomer boomers, I'm just saying gamers that started playing at least like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because back then it was not this bad. So if you started playing, let me know when you started playing, right? Some of you probably started playing like 30, 40 years ago, some of you 10, 5 years ago. If you started playing 5 years ago, it's probably not that bad to you, and maybe you're not able to relate it fully, and it's not your problem. I mean, you grew up with the games that the way they are coming. So to a lot of people, I feel like that it's pretty normal to see a game being early access, broken at launch, having microtransactions. Because if you really think about it, nobody would buy a broken laptop, a brand new broken laptop for $1,000, $2,000, but people would buy broken games. Nobody would even buy a coffee that tastes bad for $5, but people and gamers, especially not people, gamers, they would buy $70 games that's broken at launch. And no worries, it's gonna get fixed later. That's the mentality that I'm seeing people and gamers have right now. Maybe the reason is gamers grew up with that, and if you started playing 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you saw what's happening, and maybe to you it's normal. And if that's the case, then I don't blame you per se. But it's like, dog, if you want things to get better, then you gotta take responsibility and accountability for that. Don't buy games, especially don't pre-order games. Just buy them once they are out, and if you like them, and if they are good, then definitely like go ahead and buy and support the devs. If you and if you got the money, go for it. But the point is this, right? If you want games to be good at launch and finish, then you really want to do something about it, and to do something about it is obviously being vocal, voicing your opinions. And also, more important than that, you can literally, you don't even have to voice your opinion, you don't even have to say anything. If you just choose to not open your wallet, if you choose to not buy the game to begin with that is broken, if you just do not buy a game that's broken, you are doing collateral damage. That's enough. That's literally more than you can do right now.
The only solution to the growing disparity between your consumer base and your craft is to demand the lowering of expectations? I'm sorry, but that's just not possible. It may have been maybe 5 years ago, but these days it's so evidently clear that studios and publishers just don't care about the player experience. That the only way things get better is if we reject the practices that have become the norm today. Players are definitely not frothing at the mouth wanting to see their favorite studios fail and shutter down. It would break my heart to see BioWare or CD Projekt Red eventually close their doors and disband. I don't want to see Bungie, for example, abandon...
Yeah, Cyberpunk gets a lot of the flag, but now that I think about it, Cyberpunk obviously gotten better. It's still nowhere near their initial vision, don't get me wrong, it's still nowhere near complete, but at least they did not abandon like other games get abandoned. At least they tried to fix it. They are actively working on it. We're about to get a DLC. I believe that DLC, they're gonna charge it. Okay, fine, but I feel like that Cyberpunk does not have microtransactions though. Oh shit! Yeah, right. I don't have any memory or recollection of hearing about. In fact, they even said that, didn't they? They said that we're not gonna have microtransactions. So okay, all right.
Editing Destiny completely. I also would love to see Activision Blizzard, for once in a long time, actually give a shit about the player experience. And
not do that.
Not ruin franchises like Diablo or Overwatch with their predatory nonsense. I don't want Diablo's community of millions of fans to suffer and have a terrible time playing the game that they love. I personally don't wake up thinking I want the gaming industry to burn to the ground, even though people like Gary or IGN probably think I do. What I do want is for the gaming industry to admit that the way it's doing things is not working, and accept that the only way things get better is when they start respecting their customers more. Baldurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is that video that started it all. This is an absolute insane video. The angriest have probably been in a video, right? Let's be real. Check this video out. In fact, check this video out, it's here, and I will see you right there.